Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. I'm Commander Exorcist, and it is time once again for Talk O Tuesday. This is my weekly Elite Dangerous show where I pick a Galnet article, read it, talk about it, primarily from a lore perspective, but I will break the fourth wall if necessary. And oh boy, is it necessary this week. We have had a phenomenal week as Elite Dangerous players. We got, so a little bit of disclosure. With last week's Taco Tuesday when I did it, I knew what was coming, at least part of it, what was coming for the live stream. And I was excited, and it's hard to hold back that level of excitement. And I'll tell you that when it came out, the positivity and just knowing that, there's 2 updates coming this year, there's 4 ships, there's all kinds of little things in between, and that Elite is getting the love and attention that it deserves was just exhilarating. It was. There's no other word for it, and I'm excited. So, we have had an amazing week in the Elite community. However, I gotta say that one of the things that seems to have changed, and I'm not saying that it's permanent, and I hope it's not, but the sequence of Galnet articles and the way that they're released seems to have changed, at least temporary. I hope it's a temporary change, because if not, it's a little difficult to do this show the way that it's come out. But I would never ask FDev to change their release schedule to placate a tiny YouTube channel reading their articles. However, we used to get brand new Galnet articles on Mondays or Tuesdays, usually right before I went with this show, and we don't do that anymore. We haven't for the last few weeks. We've been getting CG articles, which is what we're going to look at today. We're actually going to look at the article for the recent CG, and I'm going to talk about the CGs and how those have gone recently. But we're going to look at this one, and I hope that changes, but if it doesn't, unfortunately, I have to reach back 5 days to find today's Galnet article. We are talking about Ram Tah, all right, and Ishmael Palin. These are familiar figures. If you've been involved in Elite Dangerous for a number of years, you remember these people and their association with Aegis. Oops. And so it's we're just going to go through this. I'm going to do my best to be entertaining and talk about it, but I do want to talk about the CGs because I meant to mention some specific stuff last week, but I got on a rant about how I didn't turn in my Jolly Ranchers. So here we go. Harvest Thargoid materials for anti-Titan projects. So this is a community goal, and I may be wrong, but I think this goal has already been met. Like, it was really quick when this was done. So we've got Aegis is urgently requesting deliveries of Thargoid Spire materials to Professor Ishmael Palin in the Arc system. So what is happening is exactly what we talked about last week, is there is some kind of super weapon that they've developed or they've theorized and they're trying to put into practice that is going to neutralize the Titans. That's the big plan. So we kind of realize that Update 18 is going to be the big one where we go in and neutralize, or at least are able to reduce the influence of the Titans. So because that's where the source of the Thargoid attacks are coming from. So having that kind of ability in our ships is going to be really something. So let's see what happens. So the alien minerals are needed for vital research based on a new theory by the engineer Ram Tah. His research has suggested a method for defeating the Thargoid Titans, although details of the proposal remain classified by Aegis. Yeah, they remain classified because it's one of those things where when it's out, you don't want it out unless it works. This is a military project, okay? The military is always developing something. And I've talked about this before. They're always looking for the next best weapon, the next best fighter plane, the next best tank or ground assault or infantry weapon. Whatever it is, they're always looking to the future. For everything you see, there's probably 10 or 15 different projects that were tried, failed, or didn't even make it to the actual to the part of the process where they're created and tested. A lot of it's in theory. So, the fact that Aegis is keeping this under wraps makes sense for an organization that's really kind of hyping this up. So it's like, oh, we'll hype it up. We're working on it. If it doesn't work, then you never saw it. So it's like a mythical thing. So they don't have, you can never point to it and say, hey, that gun that looks suspiciously like a Super Soaker 9000, it doesn't work. So, and it would become Aegis's Super Soaker. So anyway, Professor Palin, the leading expert in Thargoid biotechnology, explained the initiative. I'm confident that Ram Tah's theory holds water, and we are working together on its practical applications. There are no guarantees as of yet. There's your disclaimer. But we could be on the cusp of developing a weapon with which to engage the Titans. That's been the biggest issue. None of our weapons have any effects on the Titans. It's almost like they don't even know we're there. It's just, we just keep bumping up against them. Our lasers bounce off of them, our missiles bounce off of them, and then they throw their big weapons in the air and just incinerate our pilots. So this will be good. This will be good. It'll be good to have some kind of technology that can go and fight the Titans. However, such a weapon must be able to function within the Maelstrom's electromagnetic fields, which disrupt all Guardian-based technology. Yeah, that sucked, losing our Guardian technology we got so used to using. I'm developing a resistant armor using the organic compounds produced by the Thargoid Spire sites. Thargoid armor. Can you imagine? So we got Thargoid ship kits for certain ships, like the crate, and those are beautiful. I have one for my crate, but to have like Thargoid organic armor to equip on your ship, that would be pretty cool. Aegis has cautioned pilots that operating within the Spire sites is highly dangerous. Hey, we already know that. Thanks for the warning, though. And that they are likely to encounter Thargoid vessels as well as defensive drones. Yeah, those the Revenants and all of the ground vehicles, they're dangerous as hell. A lot of fun to fight, but they're dangerous. So, anti-Xeno strategist Aidan Tanner commented, "I won't pretend to understand all the science behind Ram Tah and Palin's work." That's such a politician statement for somebody who's been in like high command in the military that really is more of a strategic thinker and doesn't really know kind of what's going on in the weeds. That's such a politician statement. But what little I've seen made me feel something very rare these days. Hope. Oh my God. There it is. That's what we got. That's what the Elite Dangerous community got this week. We got hope. We got hope for the future of our game and a future to where we can beat the Goids and we can win. We may not be able to eliminate them, but we can stop them from invading our home. There's never been a more crucial time for everyone to rally together and perhaps help us to achieve the impossible. Deliveries of coral sap, impure spire materials, and semi-refined spire materials can be made at Austin Town Station in the ARC system. So, CGs get a lot of criticism because, and rightfully so, I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of CGs are boring and I don't take part in them. I've taken part in a couple at this point. And my first one was recent. Like I mentioned it, I've been playing this game for like 6 years and my first CG was recent. I mentioned it on a video. And because it's always a delivery, like pick up, 400 pallets of coffee, which is great, and deliver it to whatever station. Pick up coral sap, deliver it to Austin Town Station. It's all these delivery missions, or we need silver, we need gold, all this. Granted, the payouts are usually pretty good for some of this stuff, especially when you get like a gold rush like we had recently. But so the problem with the CGs is that over time, participation in these things has dropped dramatically. Like we had a couple of CGs fail last year because people just, they weren't doing it. Particularly the ones that involve like going into the maelstroms and harvesting Thargoid materials. I have trouble with that too, so I understand that falling behind, but some of the very simple ones, just delivering minerals and stuff, didn't go so well. But like the one last time, the Thargoid or the Guardian relics, that CG was huge. The participation, there were fleet carriers everywhere in Guardian space, just mining and farming those relics to fill up their cargo hold. It was awesome. This time, it's the same thing. This CG has gone so well and so fast, it's unreal, the participation. And so I'm very excited. It's a good sign. It really is. And this is going somewhere. I can tell you right now, 100%, I believe this is going somewhere. So participating in any kind of CG that supports Aegis and the war effort is worth it. It really is, because these are the things that are going to enable, we may not like these guys, but I think that ultimately we're going to have to say that they got it right. These are the guys that are going to help us win the war, okay? And so if you get an opportunity, if you're a pilot out there, help with these CGs, help with these deliveries. Get out there, fill your cargo hold, and go, because this is the stuff that's going to protect our home from the Goids. It really is. So again, it's a kind of an older article, but it's really good because it talks about, it's a hopeful article. We haven't had one of those in a while because a lot of it's been political back and forth with the Federation and their new president, and nobody really cares because, we know that they're going to release their Thargoid brain-controlled people, and it's a mess. And amidst all the mess, there's a couple of people out here who still have their eyes on the prize, who are still working to defend us from these genocidal alien race that's trying to wipe us out. Granted, we shot first, but we'll not get into specifics. Hey, everybody. These are the disciples. Thank you to the disciples for maintaining and continuing to support me. If you would like to support this channel, patreon.com/Commander Exorcist supports everything that I do here on the channel and across social media. You get early access to videos and special behind-the-scenes stuff as I can make it. So, and that, my friends, is Talk O Tuesday. Not a lot going on with the article stuff, but it is kind of neat to go back and look and see what's happening or what has happened. And we're in a very good place. We're in a very good place, and I'm very excited about the future of our game and where we're going this year. I'm hoping and praying for an Anaconda Mark II. That would be really sweet, because something with the design of the Python Mark II, that would just be the best thing ever. But I really like the Python Mark II. I like the design philosophy that's come. It's really smooth and sleek and very futuristic, so I'm digging that. So we'll have to see what comes up. But hey, everybody, that's it. No more rambling tonight. Taco Tuesday is done. I will see you next time. Take care. Fly safe, and I'll see you out there. Good night, everybody.